Good morning and namaskaram, my dear friend. You are welcome in my YouTube channel, DP Forensic Lab. In today's video, I will discuss about IR analysis of paint samples in identification of repainted zone of vehicle. As a forensic scientist, we frequently required to examine the suspected vehicle into identification if the said vehicle is repainted after meet in the incident. So in today's video I will discuss about this topic. So why the vehicle is repainted? When the vehicle meet an accident, what happens? For to hide his involvement in the incident, the owner is generally repainted his own vehicle. So it is a fact that the whole vehicle, it is also fact the whole vehicle is, is not repainted by the owner. Only the desired portion or the parts which meet an accident is repainted by the similar type of the paint or the matching of the remaining part of the paint. So it is a challenge for the forensic scientist to identify whether the suspected vehicle is repainted and also identify the suspected areas or the zone which was repainted after meeting accident. So for the identification of the repainting of the vehicle, there is generally two methods. First must say visual inspection, which include examination of the color variation, uneven texture of the repainted areas and the other areas. Gloss level, same, unpainted, repainted or the repainted. Overspray, tap line, because when the portion is repainted in the border area, you can always observe some type of the lines that is called the tap lines, and does sending marks or and defects, hologram and the source marks. So this is a visual inspection can be carried out in identification for the repainted zone of the vehicle. But due to the various difficulties, it is not easy to identify the repainted zone using this type traditional methods. So there is some advanced techniques. Number one, optical coherence topological methods, and other is infrared or the Raman spectroscopy. But in today's video, I will discuss about the IR spectroscopy, infrared analysis of paint samples in identification of repainted vehicle. So first is sample collection, second part is a IR analysis, and third part is a interpretation of the result. So in the process of the sample collection, it is very important to collect the proper sample from the suspected areas. All samples, maybe 2 samples, 3 samples or the 4 samples from the suspected areas where it seems the vehicle meet in accident, why the history or the other type of the analysis. So suppose in one case we doubt this portion, the right side of the vehicle, this portion, or here somewhere, this meet an accident and they have been maybe repainted because this is hit by the vehicle in that side by the analysis of the history. So collect the question sample from the all suspected areas. Suppose this areas A1, Q1, this may be Q2, Q3, etc. And also collect the control samples. So control samples, it is advisable to collect from the top of the car, because in generally 99% or the vehicle is not repainted in the whole side. Any side of the vehicle can be repainted, front or back can be repainted, but the top is remain intact. So in part of the accident, if some part of the vehicle is damaged, you can get a shape of the roof. So collect the specimen sample for the roof. And for the collection of the roof, you also take the care only the top coats should be collected. Only the top coat should be collected. Because the top coat is repainted, it may be repainted, only the top coats. The remaining coats or the primer may be intact. So only the top coats may be collected. So how you should be collected the top coat? You can use a sharp knife. Sharp knife can be used for collection. Sharp knife. And by scratching and putting the sample collection device or a butter paper and scratch very, very gently. So only the top coat should be fall in this butter paper. Otherwise, sample may be contaminated. So first collect the cushion sample from here, whatever required, and then in similar manner collect the control sample from the roof. And then you have to analyze the collected samples. The samples may be recorded in the two mode, transmission mode or the reflectance mode. As per facility available in the laboratory, in your laboratory you can apply your suitable method. What in transmission mode you can get the better spectra. So for the making the transmission mode, to record the IR spectra, first make a KVR plate, then record the IR spectra generally in MIR range. Generally 2000 to 400 centimeter inverse is a very useful, give the very useful information. As here we can see this is IR spectra in the whole MIR range 4000 to 400 centimeter inverse. But from this 2000, above the 2000, we are not getting much information. So only this region is very useful, can be used for identification or the discrimination of the paint samples. I have done the same things, and a research paper was published by me, which is available in the internet or ResearchGate. So I have recorded the spectra only 400 to 2000 centimeter inverse for the discrimination or the identification of the paint samples. So there is a spectra of the two types of the paint sample taken by me in a case, and the case study as a research paper was published in Indian Police Journal. This is 2024. You can get for the reference purpose. So if there is a different peaks, and on this basis of the different peaks, you can interpret whether the both sample, the question sample, suppose this is a question sample and this is a specimen sample, specimen samples contain the same types of the chemical constituents. If they are not contain the similar type of the constituents, this means the vehicle has been repainted. The peaks coming in this spectra, you can explain, you can interpret on the basis of the IR spectra interpretation. In the previous video, I have described the interpretation of the IR spectra, where suppose this is a peak 1700. So by which bond this 1700 peak is coming? So you can sorry you can explain the peaks also, but for the comparison purpose you have to compare the important peaks. So whenever you are going to compare the peaks, first you have to interpret the peaks, the information hidden in the peaks. This should be in the mind. So this is in this video I have tried to explain how the repainted zone can be identified using the IR spectra. For the reference purpose, you can read this paper, which is available in the net, and for any further queries, you can contact to me at this address. Thank you.